Rabbi Nachman, he mentions this concept in lesson 215 of the Likutei Moharan, that sometimes something big comes along and it's so great that Hashem decides to use it for some other benefit. For example, Rabbi Nachman talks about the concept of doing a pidyon, a redemption. When a person is in danger and need of salvation, to bring a type of a monetary gift to a tzaddik. It's called the pidyon nefesh. And with that, in other words, it's blood for blood. It's incurring any atonement that has to go through a person through suffering, to now exchange it on the monetary gift instead of the person. So Rabbi Nachman says in that lesson, in order to be able to properly do a pidyon, the tzaddik has to be an expert in all the 24 courts above in heaven. There are 24 courts, and it doesn't help if a tzaddik is a lower tzaddik who only knows how to affect a redemption in one of the courts. Because what if the person's court is being judged in another court? Doesn't help. So you need a tzaddik who's so unique in his generation, like at the level of Moshe Rabbeinu, he teaches the Rabbi Nachman, that can affect a pidyon in all the 24 courts. But, he says there, it doesn't come along every day to, number one, find such a tzaddik, and B, even when you do find such a tzaddik, that he is in the mood and the ability to affect at that time the redemption in all the 24 court cases. So the thing is, when it does come along, and in heaven's eyes it's something very unique and rare, when a tzaddik is found and the right moment that he can activate the redemption in all the 24 courts, and a regular person came to this tzaddik for this pidyon, this redemption to be done, and the tzaddik is now doing it for him in all the 24 courts, heaven, because it's so unique for them in their eyes that it is being done, they use the power of the pidyon for something else far greater, in the context of this lesson 215, to help make converts in the world. And the poor guy who came with his personal request, his request is not answered immediately. Rav Nosson explains it is eventually answered, but because heaven uses it for something far greater, when the far greater item is taken care of, then the repercussion effect, the after effect, is the person who came for his personal request is eventually dealt with, but not immediately. This concept also happens to an average person on a daily situation. You could be that for years and years and years you're davening for something. You're davening and praying for a specific salvation to take place. Years go by, right? Days, weeks, months, years, decades can go by. No answer. Ein kol ve'ein oneh. No one's listening, no answer. What's going on? Where did all those prayers go? Rabbi Nachman teaches, quoting the Zohar, Leit re'uta tava de'it avid. No good desire is ever lost. All your prayers are being accumulated for, or to reach a point where finally you've davened enough and now the salvation is ready to come, or when you don't see that it's coming and it may not even come, your prayers were used for something far more greater that is of much more benefit to you than the item that you were specifically davening for. A person could be davening for a marriage partner for years and years and years, and he sees nothing is moving, he's not getting married. A person could be davening for shalom bayit, for a refuah, for a specific person, and it's not getting answered, and they go unanswered. The person, God forbid, passes away. The person remains unmarried. The person divorces, God forbid. You see the prayers seemingly went unanswered. Where were you, Hashem? Davening and davening and davening. Where are all those prayers? All those prayers, it could be this scenario, Rav Nosson explains, are sent to something far more greater, a far more greater benefit. You don't see it because you're looking here, but Hashem is directing the prayers to go for something which in heaven, they do know you need this item much more, or someone else in the world connected to you can benefit from these prayers, and they see the benefit of helping that person is far, far, far more greater than your personal benefit. Even though your personal request is justified, still in heaven they want to use it for a higher and stronger cause. This is the concept, that Hashem in a way takes away from one point, but He gives you on another point. but all the prayers go answered. No prayers left unanswered. The question is, to what is it answered? That a person on a revealed level does not know. It's only through emunah to believe that the prayers are accomplishing something. What? I don't know. I'm davening for a specific item. I don't see the answers yet. But that to say that the prayers are just going, God forbid, to waste, God forbid, in the trash can, chas v'shalom, to say that, even to repeat that, the prayers are doing something good. What? You don't see. You will see eventually. God willing, in this lifetime, or for sure, eventually, you will see in the world to come. But the prayers do affect. They cause something to change and happen.